Hello and welcome to another exciting and inspirational edition of the Helping Hand TV show. As you know, the Helping Hand will focus on the abilities of persons with disability. H4P is 10 years old. We are bringing dignity to disability.
H4P, here for perfection. You have made changes to people's lives that you are perhaps not aware of. Every Saturday when I watch this show, I feel more heard. I feel more visible. I feel like somebody is speaking my mind. The show has brought enough evidence that these are awesome people who are doing great things. They are helping their families, institutions, churches, nation.
Remember that disability is not inability. Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of the Helping Hand TV show, where we seek to throw the spotlight on the abilities of persons with disability. Well, you are with me, the voice of ability on air for persons with disability. Today we are looking at the youth and disability. I have a very young lady here in the studio. I'll go for a quick commercial break. When I come back, I'll introduce you to my guest. And I'm missed. Stay tuned. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are with me, the voice of ability on air for persons with disability. And today I want to introduce you to someone with so much ability. Some people call her the greatest friend. Others call her the sweet companion. And others still call her the faithful worker. She is dependable, reliable, and adorable. And she's committed to lending you a helping hand anytime, anywhere. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome DV Cleaners.
DV Cleaners Alata Samana Shower Gels, DV Cleaners Aloe Vera Shower Gels, DV Cleaners Body Lotions, DV Cleaners Hair Shampoos, DV Cleaners Hair Conditioners, DV Cleaners Liquid Detergents, DV Cleaners Hand Wash, DV Cleaners Floor Cleaners, DV Cleaners Toilet Cleaners, DV Cleaners Cake Soaps, and now introducing DV Cleaners Hand Sanitizers. For bulk purchase, call us on +233 278 308 246 or +233 244 467 326. DV Cleaners, one of the top most made in Ghana products. DV Cleaners, proudly Ghanaian.
And so remember that anytime you purchase any of the DV Cleaners range of products, you are lending a helping hand to a person with disability, and you are supporting H4P organization's special advocacy for persons with disability. DV Cleaners,
Nature's finest touch.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back to the Helping Hand TV show. We are looking at the youth and disability. And for today, my guest is Valeria Ajatia. She's an entrepreneur, she's a farmer, she's an achiever. We are going to talk more about that. Valeria, thank you so much for your time in the studio with me here.
And thank you for having me too. It's an honor.
Thank you so much for your time. Normally, you would have been at the other side of the camera. You have been watching the show, right?
Yeah.
How does it feel like now being here and the world is watching you?
It's a great feeling. An honor to put it that way. For the opportunity and the exposure to share my story with others as well, to encourage someone else there too. Wonderful.
And thank you. It's people like you who encourage us to keep doing what we are doing. H4P is 10 years. What would you say to H4P? We've been doing this work, bringing dignity to disability for 10 good years.
That's great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Aiko for putting us out there and putting the spotlight on us. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, let's go straight to your story. You are a very young girl. I know it is a taboo to ask a lady about her age, but do you mind? Because you are doing youth and disability, so you have to give me your age. Do you mind?
It's like a lady and age. Well, it is. You know.
But you're so young.
Yeah.
And you're achieving so much.
So I'm 29 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Let's start with your story. You were not born disabled?
No, I wasn't.
You were around age 7
Yes.
I'm told. So age 7, it means you have walked, you have been to school, you have an experience, you have friends, you go up and down. Were you the calm type or the very busy, up and down, troublesome?
I wasn't too calm.
Okay.
And I wasn't...
Not too troublesome.
No, I wasn't. I was in between.
Okay.
I had an active life back then. Friends and everything.
Wow.
So that's how I would describe it.
One day you were going to school. You actually say that there was somebody who would take you up and down at 7 years.
Yeah.
So on the day, what happened? The person decided not to go?
So she came along. I was actually with my auntie then.
Okay.
At Medina, and on that fateful day, we were going to school with my younger cousin.
Okay.
My auntie used to go with us, but she has put to bed then.
Okay.
So another elder to school. And she always make us get to school late. We would finish waiting for her and then, oh, you wait, I'm coming. Wait, I'm coming. So we always get to class late.
Wow.
And
were you being punished for coming late?
Can I remember?
But
I was class 1 then.
Okay.
But I just know that I didn't like the idea of going to school late. With everyone in class and then you walk in and everybody is staring and all of that. So on that fateful day was one of those days, and then she kept delaying us, and so we got to the roadside. I got there with my cousin. I finally told my younger cousin that, oh, let's get going so that I wouldn't be late. So I started with him, and then we got to the roadside.
Okay.
And we had to cross the road. There was a lot of traffic on that stretch of road those times. That was the old Dollar clinic around Medina those times.
Okay.
So when we got there and then we had to cross, the traffic was so heavy that day, and we kept waiting. So after some time, the driver on my lane saw that we wanted to cross. So he signaled us to cross. So I crossed to the middle of the road, and then the other lane driver also signaled me to cross. At that point, I realized my cousin wasn't following me. He was out there urinating. I didn't see that.
Wow.
So the next lane's driver also signaled me to cross. So at my point of crossing, I saw a driver overtaking him, and I'd also stepped forward to cross. So putting my foot forward, and then he also just came in that rush, and it was too late.
My goodness.
So the time everyone started shouting, he didn't know what happened. I think he also panicked. So he applied the brake. And he applied the brake on the leg. So that was it.
7 years old.
7 years old. And I saw it. I witnessed it. I remember him putting me in the car, and it was with his sister. And the sister kept telling me, don't look at your leg. Don't look at your leg. But I kept looking at it.
Can you describe what you saw?
I saw the lower limb was totally crushed.
Wow.
And the foot was dangling with just a little bit of flesh holding it in place.
Which of your legs?
My right
the
leg.
Right one.
And there was blood flowing. I wasn't feeling pain at that point.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I wasn't
The
feeling
shock,
any
right?
pain. Maybe. But I just kept looking at my leg.
Wow.
I couldn't move it. I wasn't feeling pain too, but I just kept staring at it. And we kept going. And I remember we passed through, was it Legon Clinic by then or something? We passed through 2 places, and they said they couldn't
do anything about
it unless we go to 37.
So you go through this accident, your right leg is virtually gone, but you're not feeling pain. At what point did you start feeling the pain?
So when we got to 37, they had to quickly rush me to the theater. They needed to get my guardian to sign the forms and all of that. And so I was sent to the theater. And from what I came back to here, we went in the morning, and then we came back like after 5 p.m. So everyone outside was getting scared.
Wow.
And when I was finally sent to the ward, I got there, and then...
But what was the surgery for? Was it...
It was an amputation. We were told there was nothing they could do about the leg. So they'll just have to amputate it to save my life.
Wow. So the right leg was amputated?
Yeah, it was amputated.
Wow.
So...
You came back to the ward?
We got back to the ward.
7 years old?
Yeah.
My goodness.
It was at that point that I realized my leg wasn't there. So I kept asking, where is my leg? Where is my leg? And
you're so young.
Just last year was the first time I ever had the courage to ask my parents about it.
Wow. Wow.
After everything, we all kept it in the cupboard. We locked that chapter of our lives and moved on. And
thank you so much for deciding to share it today with us. Yeah. Thank you so much.
And when I asked my daddy, he told me when he came around the first time, I kept asking him, where is my leg? Daddy, go and get me my leg. I can't find my leg. And it really traumatized him till today.
As you speak about it, how do you feel?
It's a mixed feeling. I hardly don't talk about it.
Okay.
I think most of my friends and people in my close circle might be surprised I had this story all these years.
Yeah.
I don't talk about it. It's always a sad moment for me, although I've lived with it all these years. But the story aspect of it, I don't like touching on it.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your courage in deciding to share your story with us. It's amazing. It's amazing. I think you're a strong woman. Back then, you were 7 years old. So from 37, what happened? You were a student?
Yes, I was in school. I was in class 1.
Okay.
Then.
Okay.
Yeah. So from there, after everything, I had to learn how to stand on my one leg again and everything.
Did they explain to you where your leg was?
Nobody actually explained. Did they explain? I'm not sure they did. But I think what they tried to do was to calm me down.
Okay.
And to help me understand that there is more to life than the leg. Yeah. I think some of the concerns I had then was, will I be able to walk? Will I be able to run and do the normal things as a child?
Okay.
And at the team at 37 did an amazing job on that.
Wow.
They were there throughout, encouraging their words and everything.
Wow.
And we sailed through.
Valerie, when we were coming into the studio, I was looking at you. If not for the fact that I knew about your story, I wouldn't have known that you have one leg amputated.
Yeah, it's a personal decision I took years back to put everything behind me and try to live a normal life.
Was it easy?
It wasn't. It wasn't, and I still struggle through it every day.
At what point did OTC come in Sawam?
So, before we were discharged,
okay,
my parents were given options and were cancelled through the options that we had. And one of them was to get a prosthesis fixed for me to be able to be independent and then be able to move about by myself than relying on the crutches. And they went in for that because for them, they wanted to give me the best and quality of life beyond what has happened. And so OTC came in as the reference point for us to go to.
Okay.
And right from the hospital, I think I spent about a week or two at home.
Okay.
And then I went to OTC to get my prosthesis fixed.
Amazing. Well, I'll go for 60-second success with the bishop, and I'll be back with Valerie to continue this amazing, incredible story. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Focus. True grit. Keep going. Keep your eyes on the prize. No stopping, because winning is not an option. It's 60-second success with the bishop. Stay tuned.
Welcome to 60-second success with the bishop. Today I want to talk about determination, the ability not to give up. Determination. An important ingredient in the success equation is determination. Never giving up. There are many obstacles and hindrances on the path of success, and it is your determination that will create your success. If you want to be successful, don't choose easy and comfortable paths, because the harder the circumstances, the more the chances of extraordinary success. All great legends are product of hard times. They faced difficult situations, but they were more determined. Successful people know that determination makes you have the ability not to change your life alone, but also the opportunity to change your world. Successful people know that determination is needed in order to reach your destination. You can be successful. Thank you.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back to the Helping Hand TV show with me, the voice of ability on air for persons with disability. This is a special series. We are looking at disability and the youth, and I have my very special guest with me, Valeria Ajatia. She is sharing her life, her story, an emotional but inspirational story. Valeria, thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Thank you too.
All this unexpected, unplanned, unforeseen would change your aspirations, would change your career path in life. How did it affect that?
Growing up, I remember I always say that I wanted to be a lawyer.
Wow.
At other points, I would tell you that I want to be a pilot.
A pilot?
Yes.
Why?
Because I love seeing planes fly above.
Wow.
And it happened. I lost my leg. But one thing I remember is that I always loved to go to school. After everything, I went back to school. I went to class 2 straight away, and then I continued from there. Then it came to JHS now.
Okay.
And we had to choose our courses for SS. And I decided to go in for agriculture.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a very sharp twist.
Yeah.
Why? You loved it?
I loved it. I spent some of the vacations in the village where my grandparents were.
Okay.
And they were farmers. My maternal aunties were farmers. So I started loving it. I started falling in love with it.
Wow.
And in school, one of the subjects I started falling in love with was agriculture.
Okay.
I always make sure that I wouldn't make below 70, and even the 70, I'll cry myself to sleep.
Wow.
I always was 80, 90 above.
Wow.
So I fell in love with it. And because to me it was more practical, I was seeing it. I was seeing the result of it.
But was it not stressful for your condition?
I didn't see it that way.
Okay.
My dad kept goats those times and had a garden somewhere. So every weekend I would go there with him. I took care of the animals and everything. So for me it was normal.
Wow.
I didn't see the stress of it. I was just having another feel of life that I didn't have than being by myself. And so when we had to choose our subjects, I told my dad, my parents, I want to do agriculture.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, you have to imagine that. And my dad said no. And that was the loving and caring father aspects of him. And just as you said, wasn't it stressful?
Yeah.
And he saw the stressful part of it. And it's like, no, you are not strong enough. You can't go through that stress. So I'm not sure you can do that. You just need to do something else. So finally, I had to go in for business. And I did business.
And is that what you did at university?
I did social sciences,
at the university,
economics, and sociology.
I want to switch a bit to talk about accessibility. Because now you are furthering your education, a young lady, you want to be an achiever. The environment, was it okay for you, especially university? So,
especially university, that was where the challenge was. The classrooms, the lecture halls weren't that accessible. I remember most of my course reps those times would have to consider me when they were choosing venues for our lectures. But it didn't come that easy because you get there and the place is full. And there were times that we had to use the second floors for our lectures. And unfortunately for me, when I got to the university, I started having issues with my leg. So I had to use crutches for 2.5 years. Out of the 4 years I attended the university. So actually I attended university for 1.5 years. Yeah.
So you were out most of the time?
I was out most of the time.
At the hospital?
Yes. I was trying to find solution to what was happening. So there was so much pain in my leg. I couldn't walk. I couldn't stand.
Was there a problem? Was there a problem with the prosthetics?
No, it was actually my skin.
Reacting to it?
It wasn't. I wouldn't know whether I was reacting. But it was having recurring balls. That turned into painful sores. So the hospital tried all they could. We were not making headways. I was referred so many times back to OTC to get my prosthesis checked if it's from there. I nearly went for a resurgery. I almost, and that was, it got to a point, that was the last resort for me to tend to that. I had to go for resurgery to shape the bone a bit.
So out of 4 years, you did less than 2 years?
Yes.
And you still passed out well?
Yes.
Are you not amazing?
Well.
But it will be very stressful, I surmise.
Yeah. I have to stay back and write quizzes and exams and all of that when others had left. some lecturers understood, some weren't too
understanding.
Yeah, that they wouldn't understand why. I remember a lecturer once told me that, look, lady, you are not the only one with issues. People walk about in pain and they don't show it. So you can't always be coming to my office with excuses.
My goodness.
But we went through that.
My goodness.
So campus, where I was staying was mostly the ground floor for accessibility purposes.
Okay.
My hall did that for us. It was with the lecture venues.
Yeah.
That was it. The lecture venues were the challenge for me. At that
Let me
time.
cross over to Elorm for a spot of music, and when we come back, we'll begin to talk to Valerie about farming, her entrepreneurship, all the things that she's doing. Let's go for a spot of music. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Is the music segment on the Helping Hand TV show.
Oh Lord, my God, when I know someone died, consider all the world thy hands have made. I see the stars and I hear the rolling thunder. Thy power throughout the universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. When through the wood and forest glades I wander and hear the birds sing sweetly in the trees. Oh, when I look down from lofty mountain grandeur, and I hear the brook and feel the gentle breeze. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art.
Welcome back.
Hello and welcome back to the Helping Hand TV show. Valeria is still here with me. Business. A young woman, you have a disability, you are not making it to limit you. You are doing amazing things. You are into agro processing.
Yes.
Talk to me about that.
So after school and everything, I decided to go after my passion.
Yeah.
It's just farming. And so...
Your dad now accepted?
Yeah.
Not entirely.
No, now
Okay,
he
okay,
does.
okay.
He supports me through it all.
All right.
Yeah. So I started with processing.
Okay.
And then I chose cassava.
Okay.
Cassava value addition. Because where I stay and grew up was a predominantly cassava growing area.
Okay.
And the cassava kept going waste on the field. And I realized the farmers were getting poorer and poorer each time. So there was a need to find solution to what they were was happening to them. So I started processing, adding value to the cassava to preserve it.
Wow.
And then give market for them as well.
Wow.
And then reduce the post-harvest losses.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then give them income and hope to continue farming.
I know your passion is agriculture. I know that. But have you considered politics?
No.
Why that strong no? Why not? Why not? Because here you are thinking about your community, doing something to help them. Wouldn't you want to be in a position where you are empowered, better placed to do that for them?
I believe we can still help them without really going through politics.
If you are not at the place where the policies are made, how would you influence it?
Yeah, it's a right way to go about it. But
are you scared?
No, not scared. Not scared. But in a way too, it has to do with the way we do our politics in this part of the world. And then being a female, and then being with the disability thing and all of that. So it's a whole lot.
All right. So Valeria, you are young. Some people are watching us now. We are looking at the youth and disability. You are an entrepreneur. You are into business. What advice would you give to young people with disability watching us?
Well, what I would say to them is this. Disability has come to stay with us. It is who we are. There is no way you can talk about us living out our disability.
Exactly.
It gives us an identity that we'll live with for the rest of our lives. But it is up to us what we want to do with it. Do we want to forever remain in our small corners and cry our eyes out and blame everyone, including ourselves? Or you want to rewrite your story and then leave a legacy for generations unborn to know that, look, beyond the disability, there is something bigger in us that we can contribute to society and change society with it and be the solution to some of society's challenging issues out there. So it is for us ourselves that we need to take the initiatives and do it ourselves. It is through the little efforts that you will do that someone else will see it.
Exactly.
And then be able to lend a hand to you and to get you to where you want to be. But if we lock ourselves up, if we decide not to show up, and then we decide to be on the streets begging just for today's bread, what about tomorrow? And for how long can we do it that way? It's difficult actually for everyone in this country, but it's more difficult for us as persons with disability. But we just need to encourage ourselves and have the I can do it spirit ourselves, and then go out there and be the solution that we want to be.
Amazing.
It is us. We can change the narration, and it is now.
Well, it is us. We can change the narration, and it is now. That is what my guest Valeria says. H4P is 10 years old. We have been doing this, bringing dignity to disability, for the past 10 years. We'll go for H4P Show Time. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
H4P, celebrating 10 years of bringing dignity to disability. Hooray! It's H4P Show Time.
Mr. Bingo.
Yes,
Please,
ma'am.
I'm listening, and I have 5 more minutes to spare.
Oh, good. 5 minutes is more than enough.
Okay, so.
Yes.
Hey, God Almighty.
Please, how is your father?
Hey, Mr. Bingo.
Yes, my dear.
Are you okay?
Yes, I think so.
Are you sure?
Sanity.
But why are you asking of my father? Do you know him? Eh?
Oh, well, not directly. You see, I don't know him, but you see, since he gave birth to such a beautiful woman like you, I must greet him first before I have intercourse with his daughter. You see, I must give honor unto whom honor is due.
Okay, Mr. Bingo. Okay, 5 minutes is up. Take care. Bye.
Mamiesi, I'm in love with you. Yes. I've said it. I've said it. I've said it. I've said it.
Yes. Mr. Bingo.
Bombastic.
Mr. Abe Bingo.
Bombastic.
Mr. Abednego. Abe Bingo.
Sanity. You have called me 3 serious times. Oh, Mamiesi.
Hey.
Mamiesi, I love you.
Purchase copies of the H4P Melodrama DVDs today. Contact H4P on +233 209 555 777 or +233 596 313 338. All sales are for the promotion of our disability advocacy. So grab your copies now. It's H4P Show Time. It's 10 years of bringing dignity to disability. H4P Ajiko.
Welcome back.
Hello and welcome back to the Helping Hand TV show with me, the voice of ability and for persons with disability. Valeria is my guest, an amazing woman. I want to find out from her a bit personal. What is ahead of Valeria?
That's huge. Yeah, let's try the way of putting me on the spotlight. Well, ahead of Valeria, it's a lot. But for me, I want to bring everyone on board.
Okay.
Especially for persons with disability. I want to be able to impact what I have to others as well. And then I want to be inspiration to others out there too. That beyond the disability, we can really do something. There is a project that I'm currently working on, probably to start later part of this year or early next year, which is the support for amputee.
Okay.
It's a support group where we intend to help persons who have lost their legs or their arms
Okay.
to get back into society through counseling and then peer advising
Okay.
for them to go beyond losing their legs. And it's something I'm looking up to bring that change in the lives of people too. And then my Greek thing.
The passion, eh? Yeah.
Yeah. To have outgrower schemes.
Okay.
To have farmers in the communities grow large scales of farms.
Okay.
To feed themselves and their children and their families, to reduce the poverty levels for them. Then with the ready market, through gifted hands agro processing, we add value to their produce and then we get the market for them, just to give them that reason to live beyond poverty.
Amazing.
And these are some of the things and many more.
Amazing. Amazing. I wish you would have added the issue of the politics, but we'll still be praying. We'll still be praying. Well, it's a freestyle segment, and I'm going to go to Valeria. Freestyle. I don't know whether she would want to dance for me, whether she would want to sing, whether she would want to be political.
I don't know how you keep bringing in this thing. Interested.
So what would you do for me, freestyle?
I'll do this by Osibisa.
Okay.
We are going, heaven knows where we are going. We will. We are going, heaven knows where we are going. We know we will. We will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will. It will be hard, we know, and the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will. It will be hard, we know, and the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will.
Definitely we know we will. Such an inspiration, such a motivation. My guest has been Valeria Ajatia. She's an entrepreneur, she's a farmer, she's an agro processor, a young woman who is an achiever, and that's what we do on the Helping Hand TV show, throwing the spotlight on the abilities of persons with disability. Valeria, again, thank you so much for spending your time with me in the studios.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I hope to get you back very soon as you achieve some more.
Sure.
Definitely.
It's
And thank you, viewers, so much for staying tuned in. Thank you so much, all those who donate to H4P through the mobile money system. Thank you so much. Special thanks to DV Unlimited Company Limited and Fire City Chapel, my proud sponsors. Thank you so much. And my amazing crew. Thank you so much for making this happen. I'm very grateful. I'm going to come your way again with the Helping Hand TV show next week. Until then, remember that disability is not inability. Take care of yourself. God bless you and stay safe.
Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me will be